Hello everyone, welcome to Darshana YouTube channel, and here we will discuss paper 2. So are you ready for paper 2 JEE Advanced 2021? Already we have discussed paper 1 and hope so you have watched, and if not you can watch right now. Okay, so paper 2, again here there are 19 questions in 4 sections and total marks is 60 marks, and it is little bit more calculative as compared to paper 1, but difficulty level is almost same or little bit more due to calculation only. So let's begin, and hopefully you will be learn something, and for JEE 2022 and 23 it will be beneficial for you. So let's begin. So section 1. Okay, in section 1 more than one type of correct, same pattern was there in paper 1 also, but here it is in section 1, there it was in section 3. Yeah, okay, so same thing, partial marking pattern, but 50% negative marking is there, that is the important part here. So, and if it is fully correct means +4. So first question. So this is first question. Okay, it is given there is a rod having mass capital M and W, this rod, and there is a block having mass alpha times of W. Okay, and there is a string of massless string is there, and again it is given that maximum tension in this string can be sustained is 2√2 times of W. Then we have to verify all options. What will be vertical component of reaction means here at O, and then horizontal component, and then what tension for alpha equals to 0.5, and then when rope will break we have to analyze the condition for the value of tension here. Okay, so let's begin simple. Only you have to show all forces. So W will be what at the center of this rod. Okay, at L/2 from here, and here it is alpha W times downward force. Okay, and tension in the rope or a string will be like this, and T max, maximum permissible value is what, 2√2 W. If it is more than that means this string will break. Okay, so next is what, first of all it is in equilibrium, so net horizontal force 0, net vertical, and also net torque will be 0 about any point you can take. Okay, so we will select the point in which we will have minimum number of unknowns. Okay, so vertical reaction we can show. So T cos theta, let us suppose this angle is theta, which will be what, theta will be 45 degree, because this is L, this is L, so it is 45 degree. Let us suppose horizontal reaction is in this direction, F H, and vertical reaction is upward. You can take any direction, sign will tell you, but if you will use it wisely, so it will be easier. So these are our vertical and horizontal reaction at point O. Then force balance in horizontal direction, FH will be what, T cos 45, means we can directly write here FH horizontal component will be what, T cos 45 means what, T/√2. So this is our first. Second, vertical net force in y direction 0. So what are the various forces? Upward FV, downward W, and alpha W. Is there any force? No. Yeah, here T. Okay, better to write here T/√2, and here T/√2, complete free body diagram. So FB plus T/√2, FV plus T/√2 is nothing but W plus alpha W. So I am taking common 1 plus alpha. So this is our second equation. Then torque balance. So here you can take about any point, but we will take about O, because torque due to FH and FV means reaction forces will be 0. Okay, so less number of unknowns, so torque about O 0. So what will be this? Torque of this one in what? Clockwise, and torque of T by root 2 is anti-clockwise. So W into L by 2 plus alpha times of W, L, is nothing but T by root 2 into L. So this is L. So from here we can find tension. So tension will be what? L will be cancelled out, root 2. Okay. So tension will be root 2 times here W 1 by 2 means alpha plus 1 by 2. Any doubt? This is the third equation. Clear? Then we have to verify. So put value of T in this equation. So horizontal force will be what? T by root 2 means W alpha plus 1 by 2. Okay. And vertical force is what? Fv. It is simply vertical force here. W 1 plus alpha minus T by root 2 means minus T by root 2 means this term minus W alpha plus 1 by 2. So vertical force is how much? Alpha will be cancelled out, W by 2. Right now we can check the options. Okay. So vertical component of reaction force at O does not depend on alpha. Vertical component. It is W by 2. It doesn't depend on alpha. Means this, it do not depend on alpha. So it is correct. Second, the horizontal component of reaction force means FH at force at O is equal to W for alpha equals to 0.5. Alpha equals to 0.5. Let us check. So alpha 0.5. So this will be 1. So at alpha equals to 0.5. What is this? 1 by 2, 1 by 2, 1. So FH is W. So this option is also correct. Third one, the tension in the rope is 2 times of W for alpha equals to 0.5. Tension. So here it is a tension at alpha equals to 1 by 2. 1 by 2, so 1 by 2 plus 1 by 2, 1. So it is root 2 times of W. Okay, root 2 times of W. But they are telling 2 times of W, so this is wrong option. C is wrong. Third, the rope breaks if alpha greater than 1.5. Means we have to find tension at alpha equals to 1.5, then for higher values it will break. So let us check. Okay. So here again we have less space, I can write here. So tension will be what? Alpha equals to 1.5. So tension is 1.5 plus 0.5 is 2. So T is 2 root 2 W, and it is equal to critical limit 2 root 2 W. So this statement is also correct. So correct answer is A, B and D. Correct answer is A, B and D. Okay. Hope so you understand. Let's move. Second question. Yeah, it is from sound wave. Okay. And also there is a use of Doppler's effect. Question is very, very simple, though it is in multiple correct type, but very simple. You can read the question here. So it is given a source approaching with a speed u towards the open end of a stationary pipe of length L and is emitting a sound of frequency Fs. Let us suppose there is a source. Okay. It is moving with velocity u and frequency released is what? Fs. And there is a open end, they are telling means one end will be closed. It is like a closed organ pipe. Okay. The farther end of the pipe is closed. Okay, given the speed of the sound in air. So velocity of wave is v and frequency f0 is fundamental frequency for this pipe. Okay, so we know that this is what? Fundamental frequency. So this L will be lambda by 4. So this is what? F0 is V by lambda means V by 4L. For the which of the following combination of U and F0, okay, will the second sound reaching the pipe lead to a resonance? Okay, See, this is the frequency released by source and it will reach near the pipe, but it is in motion. There is a relative motion between source and let us suppose this is observer. So we will apply what? Doppler effect, because frequency reached here will be what? Apparent frequency. And for what value of Fs and U, this reached frequency will be in the resonance condition, means it must be either F0 or 3 times of F0, third harmonic or fifth harmonic, like that. Okay, means what? It may be multiple of, it may be F0 or 3F0, third harmonic, 5F0 and so on. So let us find apparent frequency. So we know that Doppler's effect, apparent frequency is what? Velocity of wave plus minus velocity of observer by velocity of wave by plus minus velocity of source into frequency, original frequency released means frequency of source. So here we know is observer velocity is 0 and what? Source. Already I have taken one short video on Doppler's effect and it is already it is on our YouTube channel. Okay, and same concept I told you there. So you can watch from there in detail about Doppler's effect also. So this is 0 and this is U. And since it is a relative approach means what? Frequency will increase. Approach means frequency will increase, means this denominator will be lesser, means minus sign. Okay, so this will be V divided by V and here minus U Fs. Right now we will check all these options, whether it is multiple of either F0, 3F0 or 5F0, like that. Not multiple means it will be equal to either fundamental, third harmonic, fifth harmonic, then it will be in resonance condition. Okay, so first check here for this. So F dash is what? U is 0.8. 0.8 means 0.2. So V by V minus 0.8 V into Fs is F0. So this is 0.2 means 5 F0. 5 F0. So fifth harmonic. So it will be in resonance condition. So first option is correct. Second, 0.8 V and Fs is 2 F0. So here F dash will be what? As it is everything same, here F0 is 2 times, so it will be 10 F0. Okay. So 10 F0. So it won't be either 3, 5, 7, 9 and so on, 11, 2 n minus 1. So 10 is not corresponding to what? Any harmonic. Then third option, again everything same, only this is what? 0.5. So here F dash will be 2.5 F0. So it will also be, it will not a harmonic. So wrong. Fourth option I am checking here. F dash is what? Here this value is different. So V by V minus U is 0.5 V into 1.5 F0. So this is what? Means 2 into 1.5, 3 F0. 3 F0 is what? Third harmonic. So it will be under resonance condition. So D is correct. So answer is A and D. Question was so simple. Since I am writing everything, so it is taking time. Otherwise it requires only 1 minute. Okay. So next. Yeah, question number 3. It is from what? Optics, ray optics. So you can read the question. So it is given a prism is there and N1 and N2 are refractive index of left half and right half. Okay. And for delta mean, N1 equals to N2 equals to N and which is 1.5. So it is minimum deviation. Okay. And then second case, for unequal refractive index means N1 is initially N, N2 is N, then it is N and this is N plus delta N. Okay. So their angle of emergence is I plus delta E. Okay. for n2 equals to n plus delta n. So we have to verify which options are correct. Okay. So on the next page I am moving. Yes, same thing. Initially, for delta mean, it is in, n2 is also in. Okay. And what? Let us suppose this is R1, this is R2. So what are the condition for delta mean? Minimum deviation. So angle of incidence is what? Emergence, I equals to E. Then second is what? This is theta, theta is nothing but A. So R1 equals to R2, which is nothing but A by 2. Means theta by 2, and theta is given 60 degrees, so it is 30 degree. Okay. This is condition for delta mean. Then what happened? N1 is as it is n, and value of n is given 1.5. But n2 changes to n plus delta n, and it is given delta n is very less than a small n. Okay. Then angle of emergence, initially let us suppose it is same as E, means I for delta mean. So it changes to what? I plus delta E. I plus delta E, you can check here. Yeah, I plus delta E. Okay. Initially I for delta mean, again angle of emergence is I, but when it is n plus delta n, it changes to I plus delta E. Okay. Then we have to verify options like find relation between delta E and delta n. That's it. So what to do? So for what? Delta mean, we can apply here Snell's law. So sin I, 1 into sin I is sin I equals to what? N1, which is n 1.5. Sin R1, sin R1 is what? 30 degree. So from here we can write, this is 3 by 2, 1 by 2. So sin I is 3 by 4. So cos I also we can find from here what will be value, because it will be useful. So it is 16 minus 9 root 7 by 4. Clear? Then right now in the second situation, when it is n plus delta n, left side is as it is, so same thing is valid. But for right side, we can apply here at this point. Let us suppose this is point E, this is point B. So we applied this Snell's law at A. Then at B again we can apply. So it is N2. N2 is n plus delta n sin R2. So since delta n is very small, so R2 we can take 30 degrees. So sin 30 is what? Outside here 1 sin I plus delta E. Okay. Then expand it. This will be n plus, okay, n we can put the value of n 1.5. So this is 1.5 delta n, sin 30 is 1 by 2, and this is sin I. Sin I cos delta E, sin A cos B plus cos A means cos I sin delta E. Since delta E is also very small, so we can write sin delta E is delta E and cos delta E as 1. So this is what? 3 by 4 plus delta n by 2, and sin I is 3 by 4, and cos delta E we can write 1 because delta E is very small, plus cos I. Cos I is a square root of 7 divided by 4. Sin delta E we can write delta E because sin theta is equal to theta if theta is very small. Okay. So this is the, so 3 by 4 will be cancelled out. We have to find delta E. So delta E will be 2 by root 7 delta n. Right now we will go back to options, okay, and check here option A, B and C, D. Which one is correct or wrong? So first option, the value of delta E is greater than delta n. So delta E is 2 by root 7. Root 7 will be greater than 2. So delta E is less than delta n. So A is wrong. Okay, then second option delta E will be lesser than delta N, so it is wrong. What is next? Delta E is proportional to delta N. Yeah, it is correct. Then for the value of delta N, 2.8 into 10 power minus 3, what will be range? Means delta E value will lie between 2 and 3 or 1 or 1.6. So let's check it. So B is correct. C or D means when we are putting delta N means 2 by root 7 and delta N is what? Let me check. 2.8 into 10 power minus 3. So this is what? If you will solve, no need, you can do approx calculation because range is given. So it will come 2.11 into 10 power minus 3 means milli radians. 2.11 milli radians. So it is lying between 2 and 3. 2 and 3 means what? C is correct, D is wrong. You can check here. So C is correct. Delta E will lie between 2 and 3, 2.11, and this one will be wrong. So B and C are correct for this question. Okay, clear? Next. Okay, this is the simplest question of this paper, paper 1 and paper 2. This is the simplest question. Okay, what is that? Simply it is given S is defined as E cross B by mu naught. So in electromagnetic wave, we have studied about pointing vector, direction of electromagnetic wave, pointing vector. So this is pointing vector. So what is its? Okay, so what is it? Its unit. So same as intensity. Same as intensity means what? S is equal to E cross B. Very simple question. Divided by mu naught. So same as intensity. Unit will be same as intensity. Already we know that. And intensity is what? Power by area. Okay. And power is what? M L square T minus 3 by area L square. So dimension is M T minus 3. This is the dimension of this pointing vector or intensity. So let's check. Energy by charge into current. So this is IT and I. So it will never be equal to that one. So wrong. Second, force divided by length and time. So force is what? MLT minus 2. Length L and time is T. So it is what? Same. M T power minus 3. So this one is correct. Third one, energy by volume. So no, its dimension will be different. You can check, very simple. ML square T minus 2 and L power 3. So this is wrong. Third, power by area. Fourth. So this one is correct. So simple question. Okay. So next. Yes, this is also a good question. It is given a heavy nucleus N at rest. It is at rest. This is important point. Undergoes fission into P plus Q, and P and Q are two lighter nuclei. Okay, and this is what? Mass defect delta Mn minus MP minus Mq. Okay, and EP and EQ are kinetic energy of P and Q, and their velocities are also given, Vp and Vq. So we have to verify which options are correct. Okay. So simply there is heavy nucleus N which is fission, it undergoes fission reaction, so P plus Q. Initially it is at rest and mass is given Mn and here Mp and Mq, and energy is given EP, kinetic energy, here it is EQ, and velocity Vp and Vq. Okay, so we know that momentum will be conserved, so Vp and Vq in this direction. Okay, and delta is what? Mass of reactant minus Mp plus Mq, product. Okay, and we know that what? Energy released due to Energy due to what? Mass defect delta m c square will be imparted as what? Kinetic energy. Kinetic energy means EP plus EQ. So we can easily write here delta c square is nothing but EP plus EQ. Any doubt? So check option. This option is correct. First, then we have to find kinetic energy of P, then ratio. This will be correct due to momentum conservation. So here we can apply momentum conservation also. So initial momentum will be equal to final, and finally initially 0, this minus this, so it will be what? MP Vp equals to MQ Vq. So from here we can write what? Ratio Vp by Vq. So Vp by Vq will be what? MQ by MP. So I think third option is correct. Clear? Then find energy. We have to find energy. From here we can write what? Again I am writing same thing here, delta C square. So this is correct. Option C is EP. EP is what? Half MP Vp square plus EQ is, okay, are you getting? So MQ Vq square, okay, this is EP. So take common. So delta C square, this is EP. Again I am taking EP as a common. So it is 1 plus half will be taken. So this is MP by MQ by MP, and this is what? VQ by VP whole square. Okay, then put the value. It is we have to find in terms of masses. So VQ by VP will be what? MP by MQ. So this is nothing but 1 plus this will be what? VQ by VP will be MP by MQ. So it will be cancelled out. This is MP by MQ. So this is energy delta C square. So kinetic energy of P will be what? MQ by MP plus MQ. Clear? C square delta. So check the option. Okay. So option we can check. It is MP by MP plus MQ, but we got MQ by MP plus MQ. So this option B is wrong. Third, magnitude of momentum for P as well as Q. Yeah, momentum will be same, so magnitude will be same. So we can find either for P or Q, and we can verify here. So momentum of P will be what? We know that Ke is what? Kinetic energy is P square by 2m. Yes. So momentum of P we can write a square root of 2 times of mass of P into kinetic energy of P is EP. Okay. So this value we will put. So we can get here what? 2 times of MP, and this one is EP, MQ by MP plus MQ. Okay. C square delta. It is nothing but what? C will be outside, and this is mu given in the option 4. We will see once again. So it will be what? C square root of 2 times of mu delta. C square root of 2 times of mu delta. Let us check momentum of P or Q. Yeah, 2 times of mu delta into C. So this option is correct, where mu is what? Reduced mass MP MQ by MP plus MQ. D. Okay. So question number 6 again from multiple correct type. This is the last question of this section. Okay. So logical question, no numerical, nothing is there. So it is given 2 concentric circular loops are there. Here I1 is the current in first anti-clockwise, I2 is clockwise in the second loop, and it is given I2 is greater than 2 times of I1. Okay, already here given. And BXY is what? Magnetic field at any location in what? XY plane. Okay, Then we have to verify options. C. Bxy is perpendicular to the xy plane at any point in the plane. Okay. See, in this plane we have to find bxy. So if there is any loop, let us understand as a single loop. Current is I. So inside, magnetic field direction will be what? Just swap your palm in the direction of current, thumb will give you direction of magnetic field. So inside it will be outward for anti-clockwise direction current, and outside will be what? Outside just opposite. You can consider what? In the direction of thumb you can consider bar magnet. This is north pole, south pole, and what? Magnetic field lines will originate from their north pole and it will make a loop. Outside it is north to south. So it will always be perpendicular and direction outside will be what? Opposite. Outside will be what? Opposite. So outside magnetic field is this one. This is inside. Outside will be just opposite of inside. For inside, just swap your palm, thumb will give, and outside just opposite. Same thing. So here first option is what? Perpendicular to xy plane. Yeah, of course. Both are what? Due to I1, inside is what? Outward, and due to I2, inside is inward. So there will be net effect, and it is given what? This is R, 2R, and I2 is greater than 2 times of I1. Okay. So inside, if we will talk about inside this inner loop, R less than R. Okay. So B will be what? B1 mu naught I1 by 2R, and B2 will be what? Mu naught I2 by 2 into radius is 2R. Okay, this is greater than 2 I1 means what? Inside B2 will be greater than B1. Okay, R less than R. Clear? So inside will be net effect of both, and it will be what? Inward, because inward is more due to outer loop. Okay, and always it will be perpendicular to surface. Outward it will be what? Outward B1 will be opposite of inside means B1, and B2 direction will be what? Outward. Clear? Direction is okay. Then right now always perpendicular. Yeah, it is correct. Then Bxy magnitude depends on x and y only through the radial distance r. Yeah, already we are doing same thing. So radial distance r. So it is correct. Always it will be function of B. Net B will be function of r. Okay. So this one is also correct. Then Bxy is non-zero at all points for r less than r. Non-zero at all points for r less than r. So this is important, means out of 4 options this is the important option. You have to apply little logic here. See, they are talking about r less than r inside. Okay, so see here in this figure, inside I am taking one point here A. This point is A, and at this point near the loop of inner loop B. So we know that near the loop, near the wire, magnetic field is very high. So at B, at this point B1 will be much greater than B2. B1 will be greater than B2. Okay, and it will be what? Outward or inward? So due to this inner loop it is outward, so net will be what? B net near the loop at B. At B it will be what? Outward. Okay. At A we have seen what? You can see B2 effect is more at A means near the center. B2 effect is more. So B2 effect is more means inward. So here at A it will be net will be B net will be what? Inward. So inward to outward, magnetic field is changing from inward at A to outward near the inner loop. Means what? In between what? There will be a location at which net magnetic field will be 0. Net magnetic field will be 0 in between A and B. So third option is incorrect. Okay, understood? So always non-zero is not possible inside a smaller loop. Next is BXY points normally outward from the XY plane between two loops. Between two loops. So between two loops we are checking. So here, due to this, inner loop will be what? Outward inside, but outside will be inward. So in between these two, this is B1 direction and B2 is what? Again same, inward, inside this loop. So B2 direction is also inward. So net will be what here? Net will be inward. Means what? Here it is given outward. So it is wrong. So only correct option is what? A and B. C and D are wrong. Okay. So this was logical question simply. So next is section 2. Section 2 contains what? 3 questions, a statement type. It is also similar to paper 1. Again, it is similar to paper 1. Clear? I think section 2 there also was same. So numerical value type. Again plus 2 marks, one statement is given and there will be 2 questions plus 2 each, and there is no negative marking and 2 decimal places we have to reply. So this is the question, okay, related to fluid. Clear? You can see the question. We will solve on the next page. This is a soft plastic bottle and inside there is a tube, glass tube having some mass 5 gram and density is 2.5 gram per cc. Initially it was at pressure P0, 10 power 5 Pascal, and volume of this air is given, which is how much? 3.3 cc. When bottle is squeezed with pressure P0 plus delta P, okay, P0 plus delta P, and volume of air is V0 minus delta V reduced, okay. So it is given, test tubes begins to sink. Begins to sink means what? There will be situation when buoyancy force upward, here buoyancy force upward will be equal to mg downward, mg mass of this tube into g weight of this tube, okay, begins to. So we have to find what? If volume is delta V is x cc, so find the value of x. First question, 7th one. And then if delta P is y into 10 power 3, then we have to find value of y, question number 8. Question is clear? So simply we have to do what? Buoyancy force will be equal to weight of this tube, and second is what? It is given constant temperature, squeezed from outside at constant temperature. Means what? It is isothermal process. Temperature for this air, ideal gas, will be constant. Okay, so we learn 2 things here and we will apply. So simple. So buoyancy force will be upward here and mg of tube will be downward. And what is buoyancy force? Rho, density of water g, and volume displaced. So Vd is what? Volume displaced will be volume of this tube, which is mass of tube, means volume of tube plus volume of air. Okay, clear? So volume of tube is what? We can write here, mg is nothing but rho g, volume of tube plus volume of air. Okay, so mass Gg will be cancelled out. I am writing in CGS unit itself because everything will be cancelled out. So 5, and here density is 1 gram per cc. Volume of tube is what? Mass by density 5 by 2.5, and volume of air is V minus delta V, and V is nothing but what? 3 cc. Okay, so this is 5, this is what? 50 by 25, 2 plus 3 minus delta V. No, finally it is given 3.33, sorry. So this is 3.33. So this again, two plus 3.33 minus delta V. So delta V is what? 5.3 minus 5, 0.3 cc. Okay, so this is nothing but x. This is the value of x. Yes or no? So value of x, which is nothing but 0.3. So first answer is 0.3. Then value of y means we have to find delta p. So our target is to find delta p. So what to do? It is given in the question, temperature is constant. Okay, so we can apply what? PV, initial pressure of air into volume of air equals to final pressure into volume of air. We are applying this on air. Okay, so Pi is what? 10 power 5 Pascal. Vi is what? 3.3. Pf is what? P naught plus delta P means 10 power 5 plus delta P. Okay, and Vf is what? Vf, V minus delta V. So V minus delta V, V is 3.3 and delta V 0.3. Okay, anything else? So this is 3.3 divided by 3, 1.1. So delta P is what? 1.1 minus 1 into, so this is 0.1 into 10 power 5 Pascal means what? Can we write 10 power 4 as 10 into 10 power 3 Pascals? So this is nothing but y. So y is 10. So simple question. So the value of y will be 10. So 0.3 and 10 are the correct answer. Next question. Yeah, question number 9 and 10. Again, statements are given here to and we have to reply these two questions. Okay, so question is what? There is a pendulum consists of a bob of mass 0.1 kg. Mass of bob is given and massless inextensible string. Length of string is 1 meter. Is suspended from fixed point at a height of 0.9 meter. The length of a string is 1 meter, but it is suspended little lesser height means 0.9. Okay, so a string will be slack. Okay, and it is lying on the floor and rest we are imparting some impulse which is 0.2 kg meter per second. Okay, and after that bob will slide, and what will happen? There will be tension in the string when length of a string is 1 meter completely stretched condition, and after that it will be like a pendulum situation and it will perform circular motion. So we have to find what? Yes, the magnitude of angular momentum of the pendulum about the point of suspension just before bob lifts off. So just before lifting we have to find angular momentum magnitude and kinetic energy just after the lift off. Okay, so let us analyze the situation here. This is bob, mass m. It is hanging from a height of 0.9 meter. And what will happen? We are imparting some impulse here p. Okay, so there will be some velocity here, and there is nothing, no forces, only frictionless surface. So it will slide here on this surface unless or until a string will be taut. Okay, so let us suppose at this location there is some tension in string. Okay, so just before lifting up, velocity will remain same. V velocity will remain same. Initially u was 0. After imparting this impulse, it is v, and it will remain same just before lifting. And after that, what will happen? It will perform circular motion. Okay, so it will have some component velocity in this direction, and if this angle is theta, so this will be theta. So v cos theta. Okay, v cos theta. Clear? आर यू गेटिंग, समझ आ रहा है? So this is V due to this impulse, and when what will happen, there will be two component. This is V sine theta, so it will be destroyed. Okay, like an elastic collision, you can compare. This will be destroyed. There is no role. Only useful velocity is V cos theta to perform circular motion. Okay, so what will be V? First of all, we will find V. Then we will find here just before lifting angular momentum, and after that kinetic energy. So V is important. So impulse is what? Change in momentum. So initial momentum was 0, final is mv, and impulse value is given. Let me check. Yeah, impulse is 0.2 and m is 0.1 into v. So from here v will be 2 meter per second. Okay, and cos theta is what? Cos theta is 0.9 and this is 1, so 0.9. Clear? So what is angular momentum? J, it is denoted by J, and kinetic energy K. So just before lifting, angular momentum will be what? Magnitude m, v perpendicular r, or m r perpendicular v, r perpendicular v. So m r perpendicular to v and v. So m is how much? 0.1, r perpendicular is 0.9 and v is 2. So value of j will be what? 0.18. 0.18. Yes or no? So it is what? Kg meter square per second. So this is our first answer. Second is kinetic energy. So kinetic energy will be what? Half mv square or half mv cos theta whole square. See, this bob will perform circular motion due to v cos theta. So just after lifting, there is no role of this component, only v cos theta. So kinetic energy after lifting will be what? Half m v cos theta whole square. So half into 0.1 and v is 2, cos theta is 0.9. So it is nothing but half into 0.1, and this is 1.8 whole square, so it is 3.24. So this will be what? 0.162. So our answer K will be what? Up to 2 decimal places, 0.16. So this is the correct answer. So here we can fill. J will be 0.18 and K will be 0.16. Okay. So next. Okay. This is from AC, alternating current. Okay, it is given a circuit. In a circuit, a metal filament lamp is connected in series with capacitor. Across C microfarad is the capacitance, and 200 volt and 50 hertz supply. This is the AC power. So this will be what? Vrms. Okay. The power consumed by the lamp is 500 watt and voltage drop across it is 100 volt. Assume that there is no inductive load. Okay, we don't have to consider what? Inductance, etc. Okay, simple case RC circuit in AC. Okay. Take RMS value of the voltage already, Vrms. The magnitude of the phase angle between the current phi is the, and the supply voltage is phi. Phi is the phase angle and it is given pi root 3 is 5. Then we have to find value of C, capacitance, okay, in microfarad and phi phase angle. So it is simply RC circuit. Let us suppose this is a bulb and there is a capacitor and AC supply is there. This voltage Vrms is given 200 volt and frequency is given frequency is how much? 50 hertz. Clear? And this is here power is given 500 watt power through or resistor 500 watt, and VR is also given, potential drop 100 volt. Anything else? This is C microfarad. So it is simply RC circuit, and we know that what current will lead in capacitor. So what will be phasor diagram? Or simply, if this is VR, current will lead, so this is VC. Okay, so V will be what? This one, and phase angle will be what? Phi. Okay, so we can write from here what? V square is VR square plus VC square, and V square is what? 200 square, VR is 100 square plus VC square. So from here VC will be what? 4 minus 1 3 root 3 100 root 3. So VC is 100 root 3 volt. Is it visible? Okay. This is VC. So tan phi will be what? VC by VR. So tan phi VC by VR. So 100 root 3 divided by 100. So root 3. So phi will be 60 degree. So we got second answer. Phase angle. Value of phi is 60 degree. Okay. Clear? So simple. Then value of C. How to find C? So VC is what? VC is, okay, on next page I am writing. VC is given, we found 100 root 3, and VC is I into XC is 100 root 3, and we know that I into XC is 1 by omega C, means 1 by 2 pi f C, which is 100 root 3. But how to find I? So from here you can find I will be what? Power equals to VI. Power P is VI, so I is what? P by VR. So P, power of this filament bulb, PR by VR. So it is 500 divided by 100. So current is what? 5 ampere. So put value here. So I is 5, 1 by 2 pi, F is 50, C we have to find, this is 100 root 3. Okay, so from here C will be what? This is 10 and 100, 1000. So it is 1 by 1000, and this one is what? Root 3 pi, and root 3 pi is given, and of course here 2. So it is given root 3 pi is 5. You can see here in the question it is given pi root 3 is 5. So this is 5 into 2, 10. So it is 10 power minus 4. Okay, 10 power minus 4 is farad. So microfarad will be 100 microfarad. So our answer is 100. Okay, clear? Okay. Section 3. Section 3 paragraph type, and in each paragraph there are 2 questions and 4 options are there. Only one option is correct. Okay. So let's begin. This is the paragraph for question number 13 and 14. So please read the paragraph. It is a little bit lengthy, but you can get some information here. Okay. So it is given a special metal S conducts electricity without any resistance. This loop is made of that one, and the important point is a closed wire loop made of S does not allow, this line is very important, does not allow any change in flux through itself by inducing a suitable current to generate compensating flux. Means if any flux is coming through this loop, so there is an induced current in this loop, and that is sufficient such that it won't allow to pass through any flux pass through this. Okay, means net flux due to induced current will be what? Same as current due to flux due to this what? This magnet of magnetic moment M. Simple. This is the summary of this part. Okay, then we place this at a distance of r, magnetic moment is M, and in such a way that M direction is given, means north pole is towards left and right is south pole. Okay. Any other data? Okay, and radius is A given. The magnitude of magnetic field due to a dipole. Simple. This information is given, though we know that due to electric dipole. Due to electric dipole, electric field is what? 2 kp by r cube. So due to magnetic moment, magnetic moment M, what is the magnetic field? Same, 2k, replace p by m, r cube, and k is what? Mu naught by 4 pi. If you will put this value, you will get same relation. So simply they are telling magnetic field is what? Mu naught by 2 pi m by r cube. Okay, clear? And this is the force is k m1 m2 by r power 4, nothing else. So let's read the question. Question 13 is what? When the dipole M is placed at a distance of r from the center of the loop, the current induced in the loop will be proportional to. Means what? Flux due to this magnet, okay, this dipole, flux due to this dipole will be equal to what? Flux due to induced current. Simple. So due to this, what will be flux here? So magnetic field is what? Mu naught by 2 pi m by r cube into area. This area is pi a square. So flux due to this dipole equals to induced flux. So due to induced current, what will be magnetic field? Mu naught I by 2r. So it is mu naught I induced by 2a into same area, pi a square. Okay. So they are asking current induced is proportional to what? So from here you can say I is proportional to m by r cube. Rest are constant, only m and r is variable. So it is proportional to m by r cube. Option A is correct. So simple. Next is what? The work done in bringing this dipole from infinity. So at infinity potential energy is 0, and at this distance it is minus m dot b. Okay. So work done will be what? Minus m dot b, which will be proportional to what? We have to check. So work done is what? U is minus m for that one, m dot b, and b is what? Due to this one. So b1 I am writing. Okay. So m dot b1. So m will be what? See, due to this magnetic field will be in this direction. So both are opposite. So it is 180. So plus minus. So minus minus cos 180 is plus. M is magnetic moment. B is what? Again this is a dipole. So it is mu naught I by 2a. Okay. Mu naught I by what? Mu naught by 2 pi m by r cube due to this one. B1. B1 will be what? Mu naught by 2 pi m. I am writing m1 by r cube. This is B1, means magnetic field due to this loop at this point. So here due to this loop, what will be magnetic moment? I into A. Okay, A is pi a square, and due to this m1 magnetic moment, here will be what? Magnetic field, which is nothing but mu naught by 2 pi m1 by r cube. Okay, so put the value here. So it is m into mu naught by 2 pi. Okay, m1 is what? I into A. So I, and A is pi a square divided by r cube. Clear, guys? So what will be work done? So it is m by r cube into I, and I is proportional to m by r cube. So it will be what? Proportional to m square by r power 6, because I is proportional to m by r cube and this w is proportional to m into I divided by r cube. So which option is correct? Option C. Clear? So next question. Are you getting? So this is from thermodynamics. There is a cylindrical chamber insulated, means there is no heat supply from the surrounding, and this is a partition, it is also thermally insulated, and initially temperature is T naught V naught here and T naught V naught, and number of moles is given here. N1 is 1, means both side number of moles are same, it is given. On each side of the partition there is 1 mole of an ideal gas, means N is 1, here also N is 1. Then they are heating this with the help of coil, means there is some heat transfer Q to this side of gas, left side. So what happened? Volume on right side decreased to V naught by 2, it is given. So this is piston, new position will be here, and this volume will be V naught by 2. Okay, initially V naught, and temperature on left side is TL and right side is TR, it is given. Okay, anything else? No. And this is what? Insulated, means this compression inside is what? Adiabatic, no heat transfer, adiabatic process. Are you getting? And CV value is given 2R. So CV is 2R given. Okay. So we have to find what questions we can see once. So look on the question. Okay, this is the question. TR by T naught we have to find. Then Q by RT naught, where Q is what? Heat transferred on the left side. Okay, so Q by RT naught. So first part here we can solve. So this is adiabatic compression, but before that we should find adiabatic index gamma. Gamma will be Cp by Cv. Cv is given and we know that Cp minus Cv is R. So Cp will be Cv plus R, means 3R. So gamma Cp by Cv 3R by 2R 3 by 2. So on right side I am writing right here, right side, it is adiabatic compression, adiabatic process, no heat supply, adiabatic process. So what is the process? PV to the power gamma equals to constant, but we are interested in what? Temperature volume relationship, means TV power gamma minus 1 is constant, temperature volume. So here we can write TV power gamma minus 1 is constant, means what? Initial temperature T naught, initial volume V naught, gamma minus 1 is 3 by 2 minus 1, final temperature is T R given in the question, and volume is V naught by 2, 3 by 2 minus 1. So V naught will be cancelled out, TR will be what? TR by T naught will be a square root of 2, root 2. So this is our answer for the question number 13 or 15. So it is root 2. TR by T naught is root 2. Okay. Next part is what? We have to find if Q is the heat transfer given in the question. Okay. Q. So Q by RT naught we have to find. This side volume is half. So what will be this volume? Additional volume. So on left side final volume will be what? Vf will be 3 by 2 V naught. V naught plus V naught by 2 additional volume. Then for second part of question, Q by RT naught, can we apply here what? First law of thermodynamics, heat supplied Q equals to delta U plus W, work done. So what is this W, work done? So on right side it is a adiabatic process, adiabatic compression. So work done will be what? Work done on the system on right side, and left side work done by the system. So both work done will be equal in magnitude and opposite in sign. Opposite in sign means what? This W work done by this gas will be minus of adiabatic work done. So minus of NR T1 minus T2 by gamma minus 1. T1 is T0 and T2 is what? TR. So put here Q. Delta U is NCV delta T on left side. So left side delta T is what? TL minus T0 initial temperature plus, can be right here N R, and this minus sign I am taking inside. So T2 minus T1. So T2 is what? TR minus T initial on right side was T0 by gamma minus 1 3 by 2 minus 1. Any doubt? So simple, clear? So what to do next? TL is unknown. TL is unknown. TR we know that. TR by T0 is root 2. TR is root 2 times of T0. But how to find TL? How to find TL? So you know this piston is moving from this point towards right, and it will stop when pressure on both sides will be equal. Means what? If it is the final position of piston, so pressure on this side will be PF and here also PF. So we know that number of moles on both sides are equal, N1 equals to N2. So PV by T, PF V left, left side and right side, by T left is what? PF V right by T right. So PF will be cancelled out. VL on left side is 3 by 2 V0 and TL we have to find, and this is what? VR is V0 by 2 and TR is root 2 times of T0. So from here TL we can find TL will be what? 3 root 2 T0. 3 root 2 T0. Okay, this is TL, temperature, final temperature on left side. So put all the values. N is 1, CV is 2R, TL is what? 3 root 2. So I am taking T0 outside, R T0, 3 root 2 minus 1, okay, plus here I am writing 3 by 2 minus 1, 1 by 2, 2, N is 1, R, okay, and TR. Again T0 I am taking, TR is what? Root 2 T0. So T0 outside, root 2 minus 1. Okay. So take common, 2R T0, Q is 2R T0, 3 root 2 plus root 2, 4 root 2 minus 1 minus 2. So Q by R T0 we have to find Q by R T0. Take 2 common, so 4. 2 root 2 minus 1. So this is the answer. 4 into 2 root 2 minus 1. Option B is correct. Okay. Yeah, little bit calculative, but still concept is average question you can say here. Section 4, it is simply integer type question. There are 3 questions of integer type. Okay. 4 plus 4 is the mass, no negative marking. So this is circuit given. Okay. In order to measure the internal resistance R1, we have to measure R1. This is the setup. EMF E for this battery, and there is a meter bridge, and resistance of this wire complete from here to here is R0 is 50 ohm, and this is R0 by 2 means what? 25 ohm, and E by 2 is what? This battery connected with from between point P and Q. Let us suppose this is P, this one is Q, and resistance of this battery is what? R. Galvanometer is there. So it is in balanced condition, means null deflection is there at this length, means when L is 72 centimeter. So we have to find value of R1. So what to do? Since it is showing null deflection at 72 centimeter, means what? There should be no current from this part. So only current will be what? I here, and same I this side, and this side I dash is 0. Okay, clear? So what will be value of I? So I will be current in this circuit. There is no current this part, in this part. So E by total resistance 50 plus 25 plus R1 means I is what? E by 75 plus R1. Clear? But here, what will be potential difference between P and Q? Simply E by 2, there is no current and battery is of E by 2 EMF. So here E by 2, so we can find Vp minus Vq. So what will be resistance? Let us suppose this part having resistance, this is A, B. So AP part has R1 resistance and BP is what? R2. So R1 will be what? Resistance per unit length is 50 by 100. So 50 by 100 into 72. So 0.5, so this is 36 ohm. So R2 will be what? 50 minus 36, 14 ohm. Yes. So start from here in this part. We want to find potential difference between P and Q. So we can start here Vp minus IR2 means 14 I minus 25 I, which is nothing but Vq. So Vp minus Vq will be what? This is what? 25, 35, 39 I. I is this one, E by 75 plus R1. And this is Vp minus Vq is what? E by 2. So this term is E by 2, which is nothing but 39, this one. So multiply this, E will be cancelled out, 75 plus R1 is nothing but 78. So R1 we can get here 78 minus 75, 3 ohm. So this is our required answer. So our answer is 3 ohm. Clear? So simple question. Clear? So next again same section 4, last section. It is given the distance between two stars of masses 3 ms and 6 ms is 9 r. Let us suppose this is one star, mass 3 ms, and one bigger one 6 ms, where ms is mass of the sun, and their separation is what? 9 r, where r is what? Mean distance between earth and sun, and ms is the mass of the sun. Okay, the two stars orbit around their common center of mass. So what will be the center of mass location? Like, let us suppose this is center of mass, this distance is r1, this is r2. So r1 is what? m2r, 6 ms, 9 r by what? m1 plus m2, 3 ms plus 6 ms. So it is what? 6 r. So this distance is 6 r, this is 3 r. Clear? So if time period of revolution is what here? 3 nt, and t is the period of Earth's revolution. So we have to find value of n. Value of n. So for Earth we know that t is what? 2 pi square root of r cube by gms. This is the time period of revolution for Earth around sun. So it will revolve about common center of mass. So this will be radius, so it will revolve in this way. Okay, let us suppose angular velocity is omega. Okay, omega. So we can apply force balance here, gravitational force of attraction in this direction, and here what? M omega square r1. Okay, m omega square r1. Yes or no? Clear? So we can equate both. So what is this one? Gravitational force is G m1 m2 by r square, means G 3 ms 6 ms by 9 r whole square. Clear? Gravitational force of attraction equals to m is what? 3 ms. Omega square is what? 2 pi by t dash is the time period, and r is what? This distance 6r. Okay, clear? Is this equation clear? Okay, so t dash square will be what? T dash square will be 2 pi whole square, and this 6 and 3 will be cancelled out. This is what? 9 r square and r, 9 r cube means, so it is what? 9 square means 81 r cube by g ms. Okay, so t dash will be what? Can you tell me? It will be 2 pi, and this one is what? 81 also outside. Okay, so 2 pi square root of r cube by g ms into 9. So this is what? T. This is t, so it is 9 times of t. Clear? So value of n is what? N is what? 9. Okay, question is clear? Answer will be 9. Value of n is 9. So last question. Okay, last is also very simple question from modern physics. Clear? So you can see a photo emission experiment, the maximum kinetic energy from metal PQR. So let us suppose P, Q and R. Maximum kinetic energy Ke max is given, EP, EQ and ER. Clear? Then next, in this experiment, their relation is given, EP equals to E 2 times of EQ equals to 2 times of ER. Kinetic energy ratio, their relation is given. In this experiment, monochromatic light is used, same source is used for P and Q. Let us suppose energy is what? Source energy. For P and Q are same, so let us suppose E and E. And for R, it is different. Let us suppose energy incident is E dash. Okay? Clear? So E dash. So next is what? Work function is also given for all. 4 electron volt, it is in electron volt, 4.5, and this one is 5.5 electron volt. Okay. So we have to find what will be energy incident on R, means E dash we have to find. E dash we have to find. So simple. What to do? We can write equation. Energy incident is what? Work function plus Ke max. So for this is what? E is, for first P is what? E equals to phi is 4 and Ke max is EP. Let us suppose this is what? I am taking any value 2x. I am taking 2x here, or 2 E naught we can take in energy term. No problem. Anything you can assume. Let us suppose this is EP is 2 E naught. So here it will be 2 times of E naught. This is first equation. Second, for Q is what? Same energy incident. Work function is 4.5. And 2 EQ is 2 E naught. So EQ is what? E naught. So E naught. Second equation. Third, for R, E dash, which is nothing but work function 5.5 plus again ER is E naught. Third equation. So just do it one thing, 1 minus 2. So 1 minus 2 or equate, you will get what? Value of E naught will be 0.5. E naught will be 0.5. So from 3, E dash will be what? 5.5 plus 0.5, so it is 6 electron volt. So our answer is what? 6 electron volt here. Clear? Question was very easy. Yeah, it is simply JEE main level, this question. Okay. So okay, we completed all paper 1 and paper 2. So it may be useful for you if you are sincere student, and you should solve by your own also and analyze your performance. So all the best for future. Thanks for watching.